Where you wanna go? Where you wanna go? Come to my God. Come to my God. Dunia sunudi. Dunia sunudi. Amo to peye. Nyoso osie. Bine everybody oh. No babo bi mai. Babo bi go. Bona everybody. Amo jibloje. Nwapo video. Nyugba o. Well. Tu sabra mo. Ble mo e, ble mo. So nyo sese. Nyugba gwen yo. Ya mo ble yo. Ya mo ble yo. Tu sabra mo.
Good evening. Welcome to the program. I'm a Pastor Brian Sloat. I would like to welcome our viewers and listeners. Very shortly, we get this program on the way. Life is unfolding in Liberia and other parts of the world. Welcome to the show. Today is the first day of the week. This is just an interesting welcome to Marigate Mohammed, Justin Collins, Roger, and Ijedu, Dr. Khalid. Welcome to Mami Walking the Watching, England. Welcome to the show. This is the diaspora in the Scotland. Very excited that we want to get this program on. From Lebanon, Côte d'Ivoire, in the interest of African solidarity, is the beauty of the Liberia Public Radio. The analyst and contributor will be here very shortly to take you news, information, and entertainment right here from the diaspora in the community. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get a ball rolling right here. Good evening. I want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome all our viewers across the globe. Thank you so much for sharing the first day of the week. Today is Monday. Thank you so much for being here, and we are glad to be here. A lot is unfolding. The analysts, contributor, people of different background will be here in a little while for us to have a national conversations. What is trending and what is happening across the globe. A lot is so much unfolding, and we are glad to be here. We say good morning to our own correspondent, national correspondent of LPR, Tanya James Kaba, is in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you so much for what you do for your country, for our society, and making the news fair, balanced, and proportionate. Folks, tonight here, I'm not sure how this program going to go, but a lot is unfolding in the news cycle. I got a very strange call today. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was somebody was faking. Like, the time you're supposed to call me, you're not calling me in the water dry now, you're calling me how? What can I do? I don't like those sort of obituary phone call because I see it as a complete obituary phone call. When the actions were unfolding, when things were happening, you know, anybody who can listen, you can learn the hard way. We have tried the Analyst network here to make a fair balance. Let me bring our guys to here already. Sese Goya is a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio, formerly of Councillor Tiawanse Gonglo. Now, on the board with the rescue, he is based on the Rescue Boulevard in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That means he's a. And I come to realize the funding the rescue coalitions in Minnesota. D-Flow, who is also a champion of the rescue. I think something is happening here. I don't know whether there's a liberal is carrying on this sort of massive recruit of UPIS or whatever they are. Let me bring him a man. Float is the founder and CEO of Destiny Debaters. I don't know what you know. Yeah, Float, wait. Destiny Debater, is it you saw it or is it a campaign?
We are coming back. We are coming back strong this time around. We're gonna go.
The man will not fool you. He showed it to Elon Musk.
Nice to have. Your microphone is great. That's a new microphone you have.
Oh, my man.
You got a
the man is a transitional boulevard.
Okay, but the debaters will be back very soon, and this time around we're coming around with the same platform, the same level of conversation, but just a little bit of different things that we're going to add to it. But we are still around.
What will be we're going to get to the real Powerball question here. Even if Destiny Debaters come around, the independence of Destiny Debater, I'm still arguing my point until you can have me convinced, Flo, and I respect your view. I'm not sure whether they're independent. You on the train, so how can this debater quiz the train and make sure whether even the road is safe? Everything's gonna be okay, right?
Yeah, but what we're gonna do now, when you establish an organization and transform it to a radio talk show, and what you do there when you move to the left or the right and support a particular political party or an individual, you happen to succeed, you need to bring the people back so they can hold that government accountable. So the Destiny Debaters is coming back. Now the Liberian people will be holding this government accountable to the people. So that's what we're going to do. Watch and see.
Politician, journalist. They're quick to fix and men voice together, and you can have no argument. Okay, let me welcome my dear brother and friend, Mr. Daniel Bashiot, is our regular follower here based in Liberia, came along with from La Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you so much, Daniel. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Says what the hell is going? I got a phone call around 12 o'clock. I was about to have my lunch, trying to get my stuff going, laptop and all kinds of crap asking. I call, I said, who's this? Mr. So. I know what they all name. Who are you? What they call it? Nothing going on here is there now. But anyway, let's leave that talk. Let's keep it as it is. Okay, says it.
So, my man, when my uncle start checking you, I hold the cash out. You send me. I need to declare it. I need to declare it on my taxes. So they know.
No, when they put out in your okay, my guys, good evening. Hopefully, the other guys will be joining us.
Spoon drop my phone number for cash out, and me just start declaring my own side, yeah.
But what happened is, since you have not created your own stuff.
You see the other man, we're talking going forward. You want to be.
There is no case. People just want some sort of side of attraction, and I carry some legends and
But Diflo know me. We for Marapo, we can pick our fights strategically. Some fights you don't get inside living.
Thank you, Maya. Good evening.
Marapo quarter, that's correct.
Yeah, but on a serious note, my session on your, this how we get my Christmas on your, my session on your, yeah.
No, your section, this section is in the Magibi FC. You call it Nukwe FC.
Magibi senators. Can I hoping to get the leadership role in the Senate?
Yeah.
Why are you guys so happy tonight?
We are happy because this is
accountability. That's why I'm happy. Liberians are being vindicated. Our government refused to hold people accountable outside, and I can't tell our hot daddy.
Yeah. And when you fight for something for so many years, and you happen to see those things trying to play out, you got to celebrate. This is the day that Liberians that really believe that this country have been mismanaged by these boys in 6 years, almost 6 years, just 6 years of Mr. Weir and the CDC. The mismanagement. It's a celebration for us. If you give me the time, I will celebrate.
And I want us, in as much as a celebration, I want us to do it in the interest of fairness and not just talk about what is happening, but what could potentially happen or what is happening now, regardless of our positions, because this is why I'm not too friends with these guys. But you says here you chose to be your politician, so it's hard to say, D-Flow, he hear the talking from here. He went ran campaign, come by, Destiny Debater, turned around, someone saw it, went to the other side. You have the liberal on the other side. His liberty wing of Charles Walker Bronskin could not survive. He jumped from there because he knew that the thing was going to fall on Felter, so he hang on the thing. But then when he comes here, he tell us, I don't know the people don't know me. This is the dishonesty on the part of you guys, politicians, commentators who side with political parties. And liberal, he tries to walk a fine line. And we need to call him out on that because he's making this point in the event where things is not going right. He said, but I told you before, the people not know me and I know the people I admire them. Well, if anybody want to go with me on that one,
let me, I think you know me for a long time now. So I think it's unfair to me to lump me in with the people who.
I just say something to you.
I know.
You cannot. Well, every lawyer speak for themselves.
I know, but if you know me on this platform, that I don't hesitate to eat my own baby.
You know, no, that one I give it to you.
When I look, I always tell people, Liberia is more important to me. My relationship with Liberia is more important to me than my relationship with any one person. To the extent that, and I'm about to paraphrase a philosopher in Liberia, Jonathan Kofa, to the extent that your mission and your vision and your intention for the nation is good, I'll support you. But when you swear from that, then you have me to contend with. And that was the reason, if you remember, when a very prominent member at the time of the Gonglo team came up and was advocating for coup d'etat in Liberia.
Right.
I was on this show and I vehemently criticized that individual, and we recommended that the campaign take action. So I initially was not supporting Joseph Yema Boakai. But I will tell you this, and I said this before. When it came to round 2, and there was a choice between Joseph Yema Boakai and President George Manawia, it was not the lesser of two evils. To say that is to be disrespectful to Joseph Yema Boakai. It was not the lesser of two evils. It was clear. And I chose a side because I felt like the way the CDC government of carrying Liberia was not what I wanted, was not what I hoped for. And I felt like it was not helping my people. Now, I am not on the rescue train. I helped brush the train track for the rescue train to see the track and go along. Now we are hoping that those people that are on the train, those engineers and everybody, that they will continue the thing that they're going to do, follow the plan. If they deviate from the plan, they will have us here to hold them accountable. And that's one of the reasons I keep saying.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not taking to Liberia for that reason, Mr. So, because
to be honest, I must give it to you. So this is my future down here. I'm not sure how long you're going to stay with that train, because I know who you are. Things going to fall apart. Sooner or later, they will say, okay, you know what, that man initially he was not part of us, because that's how they behave. You give them your support when things going wrong. They float, you know it. Then they began to scream like you. In fact, initially he was not part of us. He just came aboard because when they found out that we were winning, because you begin to project critical voice and try to be objective and standing up for certain things. And this is what people don't like. Guys, let's get a foot rolling. I've been getting multiple phone calls. 5 major one is about to drop. Will be dropping. And I'm hearing extensive conversation is ongoing. This is scary. Is this a complete demolition exercise being conducted not to have the former ruling party? Because if you begin to pull out all of the financials, the financial power of an institution, what that does, that's another way of suffocating that network to say, you know what, these are potential financials of this group. Getting these people out, we strangle them, they will not exist. Let me bring the liberal progressive here. I see everybody just smiling here this evening. I don't know why. This is unbelievable.
Mr. To, how you doing?
The liberal, good evening. We're not hearing you. He read to start. He wants
I don't want to talk to any of you. I was not here. You were talking bad, but you said throwing me on the bus and all that. You think I was not here? I don't want to say anything to anybody.
We didn't say anything against you though. We just looking at the Magibi FC, the 2 senators of Magibi.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening, folks.
Okay, guys. Look, honestly, it just been a crazy day today. What is happening is very, very much interesting, and is a clear indication that people within this modern society now, it doesn't matter. No ground is safe. You can be in your own. You know, Uncle saying they are iron. You can't get on them. These people went to Iraq and open our mouth like somebody get 2A and there's no dentist in Iraq, and they began to pull all sort of things. We're looking all in Saddam Hussein job. So I don't see who really on planet Earth to really measure up. But guys, let's have a conversation. Here we are again with this one here. Not a surprise for me. I knew something going to drop, but to be coming like in like a consignment, like the Israeli bombarding Gaza, that is, I don't know the political implications, what that does and how, because former ruling party should survive. But here we see there's such a thing that's happening. Sissy, what is the future of the CDC?
Well,
Because we are still hearing and more to come. If it does happen, it's gonna be a disaster.
look, even without the sanction, I had said on this network before that the CDC was not going to survive after George Weah presidency. You already seen the disintegration of the institution since the president conceded defeat. You've been hearing the likes of Lester Tenney threatening to dismiss him from the party. Jefferson Koji was not happy about it, and there are rumbling within the ranks and file of the CDC. There is not a glue to hold CDC together. Look, the domesticated porcupine, when he was in the wild, he was holding the CDC together. Ever since Okusen took the porcupine from the wild and put it in the zoo, that began the systematic disintegration of the CDC as an institution. And so adding this to it is just the it's an icing on the cake, because now what you come to realize is that if you think about this critically, the top quote unquote generals, because that's how the CDC is called them, because of the military format of leadership of the CDC. If you think about the top people in the CDC, when you call it CDC, when the government first took over, is Nathaniel McGill, sanction, is Mr. Graf. They say that Samuel Tuer Graf making they put him on the list, or that Graf what he created, he was sending how to call it LEC to how to call it Africa. So that they say that the Graf, I just say they say that the Graf made put him on the list. But Mr. Graf, student companion, sanction, and then you got a mayor of terror, my own Uncle Tamba, sanction. Those are the three people. When you call CDC,
How can you describe your uncle like that?
Yeah, but we're talking
We're not enter local, and we will not allow you entry if we are not responsible for it.
But since his home time is before you go to Foya,
where you from Foya? So
you stay where?
Oh, you use there's a bypass rule, eh?
Way before you get to Foya, I can start about that. But on a serious note, when you combine the defeats that has started with the CDC since DeLong first win, and then you go through the special election, all those pieces you drag that through, and then you come to the issue of the liquor talk tips that came out and what Malu and other disenchanted seditions were saying, and then coming down to the president conceding and people not happy about it. Then you take apart all of these people that are in hierarchy. Now they are being looked upon as thieves. So you're not only removing the institutional fabric, you look at the moral fabric of the organization that will now hold. The CDC is going to be dead. And I think Uncle Sam was strategic in not releasing these names, because somehow they would have claimed themselves to be martyrs, and maybe the people would have come up to vote for them. And so and they would have been looked upon like the US was trying to influence election. So I like the fact that they waited, and they allowed the elections to conclude before releasing names. But the CDC is dead.
I think that was one of what we are saying, and been in the cycle for a while. People familiar with this whole thing here. That's one of the things they never wanted to see themselves to be injected, because if that happened, it will backfire to see it like, hey, wait a minute. This has been the arguments of the opposition, and they are going to do it. Liberal, let me bring this here. Most of the people, they do not know the implications, what it means to be sanctioned. It's just like the thing. It's nothing. What is your understanding when Uncle Sam say you are sanctioned? Literally, it's civil liberty. I mean, everything about you is so restrictive seclusion. You can't operate with. You can't do anything. Sometimes it goes as far as even traveling and all of that, unless under emergency or medical conditions. With this sort of kind of sanction with these people, where they are tying away, that's huge. What is the implication? How can a former ruling party, top hierarchy, top insider going through this process, and one can suggest that a party can easily survive, because if you don't have the finances, you can run as a political institution, you can survive as a political institution. So is there a strategy here to say, you know what, they need not to let them be included in different parties, but this party should not survive? That's my understanding. I could be wrong.
Thank you, Mr. So. A wonderful show. Hopefully, we will do our best here this afternoon. But for me, everything.
I can guarantee that with you that it's going to be wonderful, because there are some things that as the new comes in, we will bring it, and there will be some that you might not like.
As long though two enemies of mine don't show up here tonight, we'll be fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, on a very serious note, Mr. So, since it stated everything quite correct, but I will pad a little bit off of that line, in that this pronouncement was very strategic and very important as far as I'm concerned. You know, those of us that circumcised in the trenches of Town area. Let me start with my own. There were about 4 of us. 2 of us, two gentlemen. One is dead now. Older, the other one used to be a very good football player, very good player. So when the other guy went and started calling his mom name and all the farm they make it, so his cousin said, the other one had the man calling your mom, all the places. What kind of thing is this here? So when he went, and every time those guys come by, they'll start smiling, because they tell them, don't say, just smile, so the other children not be afraid. So by the time it gets to you, you will have noticed that something serious has happened, and it's going to be happening to you. I say all of these here to say, this particular situation here, for me, it's not about CDC and even those who have been sanctioned. I think it is a shot across the bow of Ambassador Bakai and his incoming leadership. Because if you look at it, those who have been sanctioned, they're leaving. And most likely, Uncle Sen is saying to Ambassador Bakai and his people, and many of those people that hopefully will get the job will be coming from the diaspora. And you're going to be leaving your family over here to go and help your country. And they're telling you, Ambassador Bakai, get the best, the brighter, but most importantly, get someone who is ethical. And if the people come in and they want to do 5 fingers or something like that, it's going to be worse for them. Because not only would they be sanctioned, but now they start naming people, family, and their kids. They're just setting an example. So it's very good for Liberia. Very good for Liberia. I feel bad for the family who has been affected, but it's very good for the young people themselves. Because now the young people that are going to go out to Liberia to help, they will now say, I have to do something for my country and do it right and do it ethically. And I think this is a very interesting situation with what is happening today. Now, in terms of those who has been sanctioned, there's no one on this show. There's no one in Liberia. No one, every Liberian were expecting this, because these people were just bad. They were not just stealing and slapping each other's hands. They were stealing and dancing, telling people to put their face. You know, the next people that come in, I don't know them for sure, but most likely the people like the Eugene Nabe and those people, they're there.
Of course.
On their mouth telling Liberians to shut up.
That's a nice assignment
for Liberian people today. And I'm not that I'm happy, but I think Liberia will move forward.
Okay, D-Flow.
Yes.
Walk us through here. I'm looking at the past and I'm looking at the future. What is this? What is it? There seems to be what should I say? Some sort of warning, direct, indirect, to tell people, hey, government is a public service.
Mhm.
It's not somewhere you go in there to represent people to do the right thing. We saw what happened here, right? Recently in New York,
Yes.
a
Yes.
congressman, his
Mhm.
own party, they kick that out. Unfortunately, we'll never have those situations. But I believe we are getting to the point where at some point in time we're going to see that here. What is your understandings about these sanctions and its implications on they are still ruling party? What it means?
Thanks for that question. Third panelist, again, good evening to see. Nice to see you guys again here. You know, my brother Alfonso and the rest of the panelists, fellow Librarians listening to us tonight. Let me say something about politics. You see, when you look at politics and you look at the behavior of people in an organization, something called an organized crime. 2019, while sitting down right here in my living room, I got a call from Samuel Tuet. That call was a call for a reason. So many librarians got angry at me that why did I choose to help these folks 2019? I needed to understand what these folks are actually about. From the genesis of the CDC and then coming to state power. Lord, let me tell you something. An audit, CDC will not survive. This CDC whole thing is over. They have to go and change the name to a new political party. There's no way John Weah can survive. Mr. Weah himself, I interviewed Mr. Weah 2014, March 14. March 14, 2014, when you were not even senator. 3 months helping the folks, I get it that these boys were not just an organized, complete organized criminals. These guys set up to loot this country to the highest level. They will not survive an audit.
They would not survive for audit. Okay.
No.
All right. And it's quite true. More names are gonna be dropping. No clear cut. But I think the actions of Uncle Sant, they were very much strategic. They didn't want, and like Sister rightfully said, they never wanted anything to drop because if any of what we're seeing happening in bits and pieces is like one day, it reminds me of 1975, 74, 75, our in Sando County, where you remember this Weta case? Uh, yeah, something told you. Remember you were around. The late James Tier was a superintendent of
Yeah. I was about 4 or 5 years old at the time.
from here, man. You probably let too long. Oh man, you let alone. Yeah, seriously, that how it looks there because I was in demonstration school in Sano County. So those days government car license plate used to be a rare license plate, and most of their car RL rare plate. And those it used to be like most of their cars were I don't know because of the road condition or whatever there was Azuzu, those little funny looking Jeep. So it just digress a little bit and then we're going to come back because I mean it's similar to this whole sanction here. So when they killed this lady was reportedly killed. They seen ritual stuff. So the government they sent people there and the arrest began. But then it start with a little grasshopper and small. You see, what you're doing is start from the honor, you come here, Minister of Planning and Economic Affairs, benevolent dictator. That's something called him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Benevolent.
Yeah. So they were picking up people. When we go look, I mean, little one. The next thing now, the man who's supposed to prosecute people, county prosecutor, gone. When you hear that scar, you hear that little tiny Zuzu Jeep. When you run inside, it won't fall down. Bang! They say, oh no, something going GV20. The next thing you say, in those student party are bad people there. When they knock your friend father down there, everybody, oh my man, they care your pa in jail. So while the other part will go lose GV20 second ranking, the county superintendent. At that point in time, and everybody knew it was dog were eating dog. It was really serious. And this is how it looked like. It looks like now. More names coming. including power board names, but they are extensive conversation because there might be a repercussion to allow that could give other African leaders to give reasons of then say, you see, this is why we don't want to give. So I don't know how that's going to work because Uncle Sam, when they're ready to operate, sometimes they just don't care. As long it is there to protect their interests or something strong is being violated, they're going to go over it. So what is happening right now, guys? What is happening within the party, within the party of the CDC? Who is in charge right now? Who is talking to who? Definitely, number Eugene number they're gonna go. They will go. They will go. Even they are considering the vice president as we speak. They will go.
Do you want me to go first?
Huh?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
Now I was going to say something. I hear
there's
an echo.
Yeah, it's from here. It's from here.
So you asked the question, Mr. Squaw, about who's talking to who, right? This is when I let D4 come in to expand on it. But in Zolo, in Lofa County, my grandma used to have this joke. When it's rainy and the lightning starts to when the lightning the thunder, right? It thunders rolling, right? My grandma would say, everybody move from here, you should have ever stand by yourself because when you eat people chicken, they can throw lightning on you. So I won't be sitting near you before the lightning break the state of you and hit me. So my grandma would say, before I go play hold it, take up you want to pick up before go sit down outside. So what happening right now is everybody goes sit down by themselves, but they only say lightning. Nobody wanted to down eat some of the chicken. I want money like can strike me.
Okay. Who want to eat that chicken, Liberal or D4? You want to be near that chicken?
Mr. So, all I can say on this here is this. As far as CDC and what is happening in CDC right now is concerned, this is the time a true leader, if somebody having a bad echo, D-Flow, you want to straighten your stuff up?
Echo?
I think I have my earpiece. Let me put it out. Let me put it away. Let's try that.
Yeah, try and see. Okay. So this is for me as a Liberian, because Seditians are Liberian. CDC is a Liberian party. So this is the time now to see among these young people who exactly have the leadership ability in CDC. And that's sour business. This is the time. Yeah, you're much better.
You're not hearing us?
Maybe let him go out and come back in. Maybe it will work.
You're not hearing us, D-Flow?
No, he said he can hear you.
You can hear
Go out and come back.
Go out and come back in.
Let me get taking off and then he can come back.
Yeah.
Go,
Because
okay.
he had an earphone, so maybe it's not.
Yeah, it's corrupted.
So this is the time to see among the young people specifically who has the leadership ability in CDC. And that person needs to step up to the plate, gather his troop, and say, not everyone are like that. We are sedition, but there are some that have the leadership and we're different. If CDC going to rebuild and be genuine, this is the time to start. Because what Uncle Sam have done for CDC is to wash it clean, put it outside, dry it, all of the dirt go away. The real CDC and the grassroots CDC and those who believe in CDC, this is a time for them to show their juice. Because now, the like of President Weah have not, I don't believe they're going to have much control over the next CDC life that is coming. Because President Weah and his people, those who are connected with President Weah, their wing has been clipped by Uncle Sam. They don't have much now. But if the young people decide for the like of a Cora Grace to come in and bring that sour, then CDC is done. But if they start,
Grace don't even know his own fate before he can break in.
well, that's true. If they start now and the people identify themselves and be truthful with CDC, CDC is a powerful nation, political nation. Let me put it that way. However, If they come back and continue with the sour, then they're going nowhere. But if they really engage and decide to come clean, there'll be a powerful force to contend with in Liberian politics.
Mr. Todd, I think though, the reason CDC was that powerful, it was a grassroots organization.
Right.
It was made out of the downtrodden, the forgotten, the economically and financially forgotten, the people that the elites in government have forgotten. That was what the CDC was built around. And that's why you always hear the revolutionary this, the revolutionary youth wing, the revolutionary women's wing, because they felt like they were bringing a revolution of a thought process on how government should behave and what government should look like for its people, for everybody. So when you build yourself around that, and then people come now, and there are people in the CDC who were there during the years that were in opposition and the years that were in government. So for some of them for 16, 18 years. And they see now that these people amassed wealth, untold wealth, while they were hungry.
Yes.
While they were in the streets, shouting the muya muya, were in the barrel, and people making fun of them. And they are finding out from these reports that these people were not living the dream they sold them. Almost like you go to church every day, the pastor telling you, thou shalt not commit adultery, you find out many people, everybody on the choir bench, right? This is what almost it looks like now. And so it would be very difficult. In fact, right now, that's why you got this enchanted CDCians, right? It would be very difficult for anybody. I don't know who really can rise up in the CDC right now, because almost everybody who were given leadership kind of failed the people. And you can listen to CDCians that will tell you that. So that is not going to happen. So I think the best way forward for CDC is for them to be sold as scrapped, dismantled and sold as scrapped.
The thing about it, I was talking to a close. I'm not talking about the one and what will be just something here. Your uncle and all the people from that side, your uncle followed in. They are so furious and angry with the president. I'm talking about the real citizens, people, decision makers, people who sit at a high table. The actions of the president, it was not in consonance with the top insiders of the CDC. What do I care about talking about this one or that? No, that's not true. So this is where the vacuum is. So who is going to step in that gap to initiate? Because part of that, you must come with the resources to rebrand. And who is willing to do that? Because at this point in time, it's like you send troops going to war front, and your top commander is being hated. Somebody got to step in that gap to command the troop. So who willing to step in that gap right now that you don't know what are on the hammer of Uncle Sam going to come in? D-Flow.
Yes, you know the conversation I had with a couple of my friends, and I said on my own podcast on the couch that Mr. Cummings agreed to take over the CDC, right? It's a very dangerous thing that Mr. Cummings is trying to do. When you work with these bunch of these people, well, if Mr. Cummings thinks that he can take over the CDC and succeed, he's about to put himself in trouble. But let me tell you something. Look at the roll call of the CDC that yet to be put on a sanction list, and they will be punished. This is just the beginning. It was strategic for the United States not to sanction these people before election day. So they can feel like, oh, we lost because of Uncle Sam. America said, no, we're not going to do that. Thomas' father admitted to stealing and giving back to his people. Corruption. So Mauro Wolokoli, who had nothing, who had only one bedroom apartment,
he coming through.
Right? Eugene Nangbe is yet to be put on a list. Finda Bondo, compounds all over Barovia. George, we have about 100 acres in Brewerville on the beach. When I return to Liberia, I will go to that place and show the Liberian people how these people they stole millions of dollars and put the money all over the country. Let's go further. Fonati Kofa, Aboche is already on the list. Alfred Timber, the entire CDC hurricane.
Wait.
I think Liberia, he's here now, right? He's not supposed to be arriving to Timber.
Some kind of name and mic went out. You say who? Some kind of Kofa. What was that name again?
Fonati Kofa.
The liberal jump for a city.
Fonati Kofa is an old man from here who was already caught, and then he went to Liberia. He did not leave a hand behind.
I think I'm in scatter right now.
I'm telling you, when these people are finally done, the entire CD staff branch, all of them, CDC, they will have to change their need to something different. They have to change their color. Nobody in the CDC from the top will go free. I'm telling you, 3 months with these people, I knew straight. I said, these people, they came as an organized. This is a bad thing.
Okay.
The $16 billion. Do you know that Samuel Tuer stole the $16 billion? Samuel Tuer told me not to tell the Liberian people that the money was stolen. These boys are thieves.
So now you're telling us?
But I've been saying the thing. I've been saying the people that Samuel Tuer stole the money.
You got some?
No. They tried to bribe me with
why you talking?
I said no.
Did I give you one M said? For you
they tried to give me $75,000. I told them, say I cannot be part of your. I am.
It was small, eh?
That says I can't be a part.
It was small, right?
They stole the people money. I'm telling you, that will come out. Listen. 3 months.
Welcome, Koto Jalabalayans, as a senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio base in New Jersey, the Garden City, with hot pepper. A lot of you using pepper spray in Liberia now. You're using the pepper, the mashing the water, and it is spraying in people's eyes in Liberia. Good evening, welcome, Koto.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So. Welcome, my press colleagues, D-Flow, and my colleagues, guests. And I'm just glad to be here. I'm not home right now. You can see my camera is dull, but this topic is too juicy. It's too juicy for me to pass by it, so I have to, squeeze myself in somehow, to be part of the discussion tonight. And I don't know. I'd like to say hi to the Liberian people that we are working for, and I can never get tired working for the Liberian people, even though it's pro bono, but we appreciate working for them. And I'm just glad being part of this discussion. I don't know whether you want me to go into the discussion.
Yes, tell other Jews. Which flavor is that? Sour milk or vanilla?
Well, because you guys have been discussing the issue, which is mainly on the sanction.
Right.
And yeah, and I see, our brothers, our people are downplaying it, and you will see from the example that you see they put the kids together, find little cent for them, few amount of dollars for them, and you see them using them, as right now, like somebody said, they use the Liberian people as a pawn. When we listen to what is guy from the CDC party, Lester Tenney, he said they use the Liberian people as a pawn, and they have not stopped using the Liberian people as pawn. But I see that these people, they allow themselves to be used this way because they are not knowledgeable of what they have done, behind them. And I see that they don't know the great harm that have been done to Liberia. So since they are not knowledgeable about it, they keep pushing them, give them few cents to come and protect them. But what my advice is to these people today, those little ones that are being used, because we saw during 1990, we saw people using these little kids again, like the young ones, to protect them, put them, use them in SBU. I'm saying the same trend, even though it's not armed incursion, but it's financial incursion. They are again using our sons, our brothers, and our sisters in their deeds, to protect them. And this is what hurt me about the whole thing. We all hearing again that Samuel Tuer, like you see that our brother D-Flow is saying that he was being paid to use this propaganda against the people that were accusing now of stealing the money. And this is the trend. The money they have gotten and the wealth they are acquired, they think that it is the old game. They can bribe few people and they tend to bribe them and acquire them out. But again, this time around it's a different ball game. we see many of us this time can even use your phone, you know, and get out there, except for the librarians. Like you see many of them, like they are not given the, you know, the opportunity, or they don't have fun to get on the internet most of the time to make research on these things. But it's a great issues on them. But you know, as you know, when this guy was saying, since he was saying a story, and you know, I want to relate back home. You know, and since he knows about that, and I think D Flow will know about it. When there is the time for the men to go in their bush, there is a time they will hang the partage behind on their neck.
Yes.
It means that your time is approaching, and you know they're taking it for fun, and you will just look this person disappear. And I might not be, you know, the right person, but I know greatly about our tradition. This is the state that these people are in now. Gradually, you'll see they start disappearing, and the disappearing is their act they are being involved in. But again, I just want to tell our Liberians that let's be, you know, very cautious in our, you know, our acceptance or protection of our own rule, because that's what, like Mr. So always saying, we want to protect our own. This time around, our own is not only our own, it's the towns. Because the criminal that will come and affect the town or affect the city is not one man's criminal. It is other us criminal, and then now is international criminal. So there is no way we can keep our own criminals down.
All right,
Thank
folks.
you, Mr. So.
Thank you so much to our many viewers who say good evening, good morning, good afternoon. So if you're just joining us, thank you. If this is the first time, this is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. Unfortunately, we do not play to your political games. Sometimes we say things, but your courage and conviction still keep you here. Now, Liberal, D-Flow was talking, and so let me just bring in people you call Amos Joy, people you call your enemy. I don't understand. Why makes you an enemy? Because you say you liberal.
What did the man say? On the party, what the man say? He said the Papa didn't win the list.
I don't think Amos George's name was supposed to be on that list. He's
it's on it. It's the list. The list is him and Mali. They're on that list.
No, no. That would be strange to me. That means that that's a mistaken identity.
because of their conservative view, the big liberal were running the government. But no, Mr. So let me just, Mr. George, good evening, welcome. And
talking to the man like that.
Mr. So, I said good evening, welcome. And he said, let me welcome.
No,
but anyway,
that's another form of intimidation. You're doing all your hand. Who is here?
Let me make my point. I said, let me work on. The man work on. He work on. That's what he said. I do my hand. What I want to do anything. The way he put me a hand to a chin, like he's talking about Nelson Mandela, that one I can't be afraid of. He's trying to intimidate me. I'm not afraid of that. But let me just say this on a very serious
Okay,
note.
I'm changing my location. I will join you. I will rejoin you guys.
Okay, all right.
Let me just say this here to my brother D-Flow. There's an old saying. Say you are entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to the facts.
Here you go.
Uncle Sam is with all of these sanctions. We don't know who's next. I'm not going to say here and predict and say this person will or this person will not. But one thing I do sure of myself and make sure that that's exactly what I know of. Flanty Kofa.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Flanty Kofa has served his term, and Uncle Sam knows him. He's done it. Now, Uncle Sam is also watching those Liberians that have the ability to help Uncle Joe move this country to the next level. Flanty Kofa is one of those.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, like I said, you are entitled to. I mean, these are things. Those are your opinion. You're entitled, but you're not entitled to the facts. Let me make my statement. The liberal is on the floor, and as usual, if you don't know how to interrupt the liberal, your mic might not be working long. I'm just telling you in advance. No, let me go on. No, on a very serious note, Flanty Kofa is now seeking to be the House of Representatives Speaker. Now, if Uncle Sam felt that Flantikova had served in many occasions, served as a prosecutor for the mining, some kind of civil mining, corrupt behavior stuff. And he prosecuted. The records are there. But I'm not here to talk about Flantikova tonight. I'm just saying that Flantikova will be the next speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Because Flantikova, the fact that whatever happened here in this country, between Uncle Sam and Flantikova, that situation is settled. Flantikova is free. He can travel to the United States anytime.
Are we going to be on Flantikova this evening against something?
No, you allow the man to inject Flantikova in. I have to make a statement.
Why is he minimizing Flantikova crime? Talk about whatever happened here. The man violated his claims.
Whatever. You see that one thing about your nothing.
The man violated trust.
We don't depend on that.
People. Then you say
whatever crime Flantikova commit here is settled. Yes.
But Mr.
Wow. You know how bad you gotta be for you to get.
Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's do it this way.
What you say, it's done. It's free of it. So let me make my point so you guys can have the opportunity to speak instead of you want to trying to bamboozle me off my thinking here. But I'm still young. I can't do that. But let me just say that on the closing, Flantikova. When you're going to be naming people on the sanction list or soon to be, whatever it is, Flantikova, I think, I'm not Uncle Sam, so I don't know for sure, but I see no reason why Flantikova will be on our list. And furthermore, Uncle Sam have recognized, I know these people, when they see people through the democratic process, when they see people who has the ability to move country in the right direction, they recognize you and they support you. And they will support Flantikova because he's the best to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives come next year. So you can say all you want. Those are your opinions. But you're not entitled to the facts.
And what you're saying that is why.
Can I respond to
What are you saying?
I'll come in 1 second. Let me bring in Pa George. I'll come back to you, D-Flow, and then Sissy as well. Pa George, good evening. Welcome.
Sissy, D-Flow, Mr. To, so how you doing?
How you doing, Mr. Josh?
We are fine until you show up.
Yeah, because I come to post a bubble in your, that balloon you blowing. I come to sticks and needles all around here.
Go ahead, Mr. George.
Look, Sanctions, I don't know. This could have fanatical for this line continue to push around here. I don't know why. But I want you to, you can Google it now. Flantikova is serving as the deputy speaker. The law firm is the international law firm, how they call it. But he's the private lawyer to the president of the Republic of Liberia. He's the legal counsel for, his firm is the legal counsel for LPR-TV. The cluster mining company. The list go on and go on. So how can you say that this man has an impeccable character? I told you I know the formula, so I don't let the, but we just got to call it what it is. We got to say it. All the major companies in Liberia, Freeport, LPR-TV, cluster mining, Mr. Kofa Law Firm is the legal entity for those businesses. Don't you see that as conflict of interest in being the deputy speaker? And also a private lawyer to the president, the sitting president of Liberia. Don't you see a conflict of interest to be speaker? And you come here, you're making all these kind of statement that whatever he did here, he served it time. Yes, you got repeated offender. He served a time, but he can commit corruption in Liberia. It doesn't mean that when he served time, so he will not be corrupt in Liberia. So is that how you want to justify him being a speaker? Google it now. Google it. the International Law Firm of Liberia, Google it, and see all these entities that Mr. Kofa Law Firm representing them, and he's deputy speaker. Amen. Because Liberia are dumping ground now. You don't see conflict of interest? So let me just lay that on one side, because my head I just had with it for nothing thing here, because I don't want to talk too much. But what is happening in Liberia? This is I would say the first time we're seeing it kind of sanction coming after the Chadha regime. Even as much though were corrupt, we know what's the kind of sanction on Doe. But look at President, we are now left office. All the lieutenants around him, out of the State Department or the Treasury, the Magnitsky Act, this is something to concern us, Liberians. Because for me, I said it last time, President Weah is the target, and there will be more names coming up. He's the target. They just waiting for it January 24th after that inauguration, you will see. Because all these people, are you telling me what they were doing? The president had no idea of the activities of these people? Can someone tell me that? Jefferson Kochi beating people in the street? This thing did not happen in vacuum. I said it last time. President, we are out of.
Yeah, you gotta be in a quiet place, buddy. I think if you're driving, you gotta make somebody talking. Okay.
All right. He was complacent. He was either complacent, playing a blind eye to it, and said, go ahead. And let me say this. Let me just close on a note. This is not another cut and paste again.
Where's the camera tonight?
Well, right now it's tough. Now let's see here. Let's flip the coin. We are not here to just own it. I mean, because it's all about governance and all of that. Lack of good governance and the corruptions and all of these things get us to be whatever. It just sort of sound deterrent here for future governments to come, because we are talking about it here today. But I think a hook is being placed now to tell people, like, you know what? In as much as today, there's tomorrow, because other people just think about today. They don't know whether tomorrow, they will say tomorrow can bring it on. Well, tomorrow bringing its own right now. So is this a deterrent for people who also come in authority and they think they can just do anything? If the masses or if the people, they have the authority, they are well protected, they have all of the securities to their advantage, and so they do anything they do and they get away with it. But eventually, at the end of the day, it catch up with you. It doesn't matter how long you're away. It's a deterrent. And with that, project a new image of governance style, people being a little more accountable, transparent to its people. Because we're just talking about, we saw what happened to this guy who just lied until he lied about his own mother, and they kicked him out from the house, from Congress.
Oh, Santos?
George Santos.
Yes.
So potentially, who knows? In the next coming years or soon to come, we're going to see this sort of behavior. We're going to see people being kicked out of Central Congress here or Parliament or whatever you in Liberia. Yeah, D-Flow.
Yeah, you see, this is where some of us, I said to you guys from the beginning that Liberia Destiny Debater is going to move to a different formation, where we're bringing back this party back to the people for them to be in the middle of the game. So to answer your question, yes, this is a deterrent to anybody and everyone that will be appointed, whether as minister, director, deputy minister. This is to set the table clearly explained to all of us, Liberians. If you go to serve your people, live on your salary. Don't take shortcuts. Don't try to run the table because you want to have too many girlfriends and sleep with other than and send them to school. If you cannot accept a salary of $5,000 or $2,000, there is another person in Liberia that can accept that money, so you don't have to go and cut a shortcut. So this is the terrorism. So what I want to see in the coming government is Excellency Joseph Yimabwaka to do is on day one, declare your assets. Let us know what you brought, and when you leave it, we want to know that people should know.
Quickly, I want to make sure what you're saying. Are you saying Ambassador Joseph Newman Baika to declare his asset? Is that what you're saying?
Ambassador Baika should declare his assets as well. I know Ambassador Baika. I know a couple of his properties in Liberia. He has a house in Bombing. He has a couple of homes in Foya. So I know a couple of his places because I'm one of those that travel with an old man all around the country. So I am a little bit informed about who he is. He's not a person that would want to say to you, oh, just do whatever you want. So I'm expecting the old man to do the following. Let those that will be appointed declare their assets. Don't be like citizens. Don't treat the country, let it not treat your administration like what the CDC did to the Liberian people. Mr. We had 2 houses in Liberia, one on 9th Street, one in rehab. In less than 6 months, the history is there. Mr. Weir built more than 40 homes in the rehab, in a Baptist seminary section. Mr. Weir bought 100 acres of land in Broadville. Mr. Weir and his wife, they built duplexes in Jamaica. Mr. Weir, Mr. Amos George is absolutely right. When this is done, said and done, you will see the real Mr. Weir that Liberian people did not know. I dealt with that man. I dealt with Mr. Weir when I hosted Mr. Weir. Mr. Weir was talking. Imagine a rich man is on a show with 8,000 people talking about to get stretch car. You rich man talking about stretch car? I can send you that video. You listen to Mr. Weir talking about how to get stretch car in this country. Really? Mr. Weir, 8,000 Liberians on the show. This is the rich man that is saying $88 million in the bank was discussing how to get scratch car. And you know, the problem is to get scratch car. I will be on the show, and you know, as long as they want to be, but the problem, I'm like, go for real. Look, this man he knew that this thing was going on. Mr. Weir is strictly a part of everything that Mr. McGill, Finda Bono, Carrasco, Samara Wodukoli, Eugene Nagbe, Fanati Kofa, Alboche, Buffer Chimmer. Let me tell you, Buffer Chimmer. Buffer Chimmer is not going to go scot-free. This man came to the United States and changed his name to something different. He went to Liberia and he got a different name in Liberia called Buffer Chimmer. This is Lasanado. Do you know Samara Wanikon? I know why Samara Wanikon got a degree from called PhD. And right there I have the address of the place where Samara Wanikon got that so-called PhD from. The guy then reached out to one of my friends to get his PhD. How we got to that place and we got to know where they were getting the PhD from in Liberia. So fake. It's fake. Samara Wanikon cannot prove. I can send you the address.
Okay,
let's PhD from in Liberia. The guy will take a gown and give the gown to them. The guys will take a picture and a so-called PhD. He just gave them the degree right there in point 4. In point 4.
Well,
we reached out to a friend. That's how we discovered our crime. So Marco does not have a PhD. Even that guy who they call Lawyer Johnson, that's that lawyer that they call Johnson. He got a degree from the same place. That Johnson, you know the Johnson, that the guy who you call himself lawyer.
Arthur Johnson?
Arthur Johnson.
I thought Tamba Johnson. Did my uncle there alone?
No, Arthur Johnson got a degree.
Okay, guys, let's get to the issue here, and we hope. Like you said, now one of your own alligator that you read now is in the seat. So let's see what I do.
But Mr. So, I want D flow.
I want D flow.
D-Flow.
Yeah.
You see now, Honorable Baga should declare his asset. I don't know if he wants people declaring an asset. I want the law that will compel them to declare an asset and make it public.
Yes, it should be public.
Okay.
Before you can be given a job, what they should say is go and declare your assets and bring the paper. You got up to so time to declare it.
Mr. Snow.
Okay, let me bring.
We have to be honest to the
is giving some wonderful information.
Hold on one second. Let's do it. D-Flow.
And be rich for a night.
Yeah, let's do it one at a time. Yeah,
while D-Flow is giving information, I just want to say here publicly that those as his own information. Those have not been attempted by LPR, nor do we sanction anybody view here on LPR as well.
What's about Fanatic Kofa? What's about Kofa?
Fanatic Kofa?
No, they're asking Mr.
Asking the liberal.
So what, liberal, what you were saying about Fanatic Kofa, what is the facts?
Wait.
Is it a view of you or that of LPR?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, Central Right, where you think the place is that courthouse? Am I on a witness stand?
But then why you question on D-Flow? Why are you making a declaration?
Disclaimer. All right, guys.
Whatever information we offer here, those are coming from us.
Let me say something. And mine is going to not be my opinion because it's factual. Fanatic Kofa pleaded guilty to 4 federal charges.
Agree.
He embezzled over $500,000 from his clients.
I agree.
People trusted him. He violated the trust of his client. He was disbarred.
I agree.
So to tell us that
no, you can't do to the soul now. Go on some more.
Let's
the soul like that.
Here's the thing. I'm laying out issues here, and there's a reason.
You lay out all of this stuff, but you're not done. You're leaving some stuff.
But Mr. Toy, you can't get the man.
I think something. My understanding, I think Fanatic should be arriving, or he's here by now. You're a good friend to Kofa. Maybe.
Why would I want to bring Kofa on the show if to do what?
But then get the talk.
What is it?
No, on a very serious note. If Kofa wants to come on any show, but let me say, go ahead. Let's say finish.
Because if you have more layout, I am not going to go pick all the small one and bring it outside.
Okay, let me help you then. Let me help you if you don't mind.
The reason I stated those is because the point I'm trying to make, those will be added. You had a time to list those, you didn't list them. You decided to talk about other things, and you try to minimize it and say whatever he did here. It is not whatever he did here. He abused the trust of vulnerable people.
Okay,
and somebody who does that should not be qualified to be the second in line of succession for the presidency in Liberia. Okay. And to tell us here that Fanatic Kofa is one of the best people to become the Speaker of the House in Liberia disrespects. There's so many other Liberians who are in that house that got impeccable character.
Okay, are you done?
Cannot be entrusted with $500,000, and this is somebody who want to entrust with the gavel of the speakership.
Are you done?
Service to our nation. So that is the point I want to say about Kofa. And Kofa, welcome anytime to come on the show. I will hope to be here when you show up. Then we'll bring out all of the public record and put it out. Having said that, I agree with D-Flow that Buakai and his group coming in need to declare the asset, and Senator DeLong already said this, that there needs to be an amendment of the law to ensure that just declaring an asset is not enough, that it ought to be made public. That hole in that law need to be closed, so that people declare their assets and it's made public, and that there's a lifestyle audit. That we're doing lifestyle audit. What is every year we need to do lifestyle audit to make sure that the life you live in actually corresponds to the amount of money you're making. And we also need in our lifestyle audit, people need to declare the side chicks, because now they're sanctioning the wives and the side chicks are going free. We need to know the side chicks too, so we can sanction even the side chick.
No, the side chicks are hustlers.
No. of the crime. Everybody got
Okay, let me say this. Sissy, let me reply, Mr. So, please. Let me reply to Sissy on a very.
I didn't listen to the question. Why are you replying to me?
No, I just want to respond to what you make. No, on a very serious note. You know what, Sissy, on this platform, sometimes I come in and make some joke and what have you. But there are times when like a Sissy, Mr. George, and even all of you guys, when you make some statement that requires some serious conversation, I will respond in that manner. And so this is one of those. You listen, say you are a very highly educated person. But what you did now, just within the last few seconds, it is unacceptable for me. Because I was expecting you to also come out, even if it is not in your interest, to say it. You told us, which I agree with, he embezzled, people trusted him, and abused the people trust. I agree. In this country, when you do such thing, and the government or the society find that this is in fact a crime, you are then investigated, prosecuted, and the government and the community have a system where they will say, okay, now you are found guilty and you have admitted this. This is the prescribed punishment for that behavior and whatever you did. And so I was expecting you, Sissy, to say because of this man served so many years in jail. And because of that, I, Sissy, and I'm just paraphrasing or making a statement, you don't have to agree with it, but because of that, I, Sissy, don't think this man is qualified to serve in Liberia. Liberia is not a dumping ground. You can even make that statement and it will be acceptable. But you decided purposely left out the part that he has been punished.
You were telling me what to say?
So,
and then you feel Mr. So me respond to him because I friend
on the floor. And so you purposely left that out because it does not suit your interest. And because it doesn't suit your interest, you, Mr. Sissy Goye, the most educated man on this platform, I would say, my opinion, you decided to now go into the Liberian politics and say what you think have an interest for you, what you believe to be in your benefit, leaving out the fact that this man was punished and that this man has served his time. Make that declaration. You decided to leave that out. So I thought I'd help you on this.
Let me help you. So, Mr. Toh, it's good that you won't be holistic, but what was that feeling when you were talking about why he's qualified to be the speaker and he didn't list all of his gaps and his shortfalling? But here's the thing. Here is the thing. Even if he had restituted those amount of money in this country, there is a thing where the long arms of the law still follow you. There are people who commit felonies and they serve their time and they cannot vote. After serving their time, you still cannot vote. After serving their time, you still cannot have firearms. For Nati Kofa, can he vote? Can he vote?
This is coming from nothing liberal. And these are the reasons why in America.
Hold on, sir. Mr. Toh, the liberal.
You say that when the people
hold on.
Let me give my one sentence that I'm done. In this country, that is why there's been a movement in states, including even mine, to ensure that ex-felons get a right back to vote. It is not federal. There's a lot of states, especially the southern states, which is one of the places that he did his crime, that don't allow ex-felons to vote. So even though you serve your time, you still pay the price. And just because the man went ahead and restituted, that means that we should forget that he committed crimes in this country. I still maintain that Fanati Kofa would be a mistake to be elected as Speaker of the House.
I agree.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's add
that so that the people that are listening to you being so elegant.
But you had a chance to say it. Why you say it? You didn't even talk about the mess stealing. You talk about all the people you talk about stealing. Why you talk about stealing?
Hold on one second. Let me tell you, old man here. They financially get a chicken getting sick. When you fall down here, you on your own. We're not responsible. Seriously? They talk about Ometro? You the public defender for Fernando Kofa? Call in here. Let me have a conversation with him. I'm going to say that, man.
Let me jump in there.
No, hold on 1 second. Let me somebody on the line.
I'm going to excuse me because apparently you don't want me on the show. What do you mean? I'm one of the panelists. Is that how you're going to address your panelist? Family to sit down?
I said,
last time,
okay, relax. I take it back.
Mother Jones the last time the same thing. You told Mother Jones to sit down or leave the show. You told Mother, you used the same words on Mother Jones.
I'm moving to Mother Jones. Can't come out here because if he comes, I will ice him for his grand.
But you use that same phrase on Mother Jones.
Okay, guys, let's go to the phone line.
Finish setting down. The setting down already. So where the beat?
Let's go to the phone line. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to the phone line, and we are about to bring some news here, which of course other people would not be happy with, will be uncomfortable with it. But it is why it is. We got to bring this news. Let's go to the number here, 412 number. Are you there?
Yeah, this is Toto from Pittsburgh, PA.
Oh, Dr. Toto, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening also.
Okay.
Good evening to the gentleman in studios.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I've been following the show, you know. I think the other day on the show, the labor that I was streaming the same soup.
Oh.
Today, I got a different with the labor, also many points today. You know, but getting back to the session, you know, today's one of the beautiful days for us.
Oh boy!
Like I was discussing, like in one of my classes today, you know, in global investment class, and we're discussing about what are some of the things that hammer investment in global community, and corruption, one of the key issues. Everybody talking about, you know, today. To see Liberia, you know, that corruption and be the center threat to our democracy, and to see the scale that Uncle Say is taking against the corrupt individual, it is a flaw to our system in Liberia, our system of governance. I'm so happy, you know. We said this so many times ago. We saw the government slope it down, and we discussed in the show here. In fact, the individual that I mentioned, you know what really shocked me? Among all the individuals I mentioned today, Emmanuel Nukwe. I was very happy to hear his name mentioned today.
Why?
You know, the reason why I photo, this is the gentleman that I know.
Oh.
And I know where he comes from. You know, somebody will, I don't want to talk the way that denigrating his status. But people that know Emmanuel, you know, for where he came from, a humble boy, that one, like Brother Baker say, he had no share, no, he came up, he worked his way up to be where he is. But to see he got trapped in corruption, and today he plays on sanction, it's kind of regrettable for people that already know him. So that was a little bit shocked to see he need a more people today. But I mean, there's a good day. On the issue of Fernando Kova, I disagree with Labor seriously on the particular issue here. I don't think Fernando Kova stands a good chance to be a speaker of the House. If at all he gets elected, he said a dark cloud over this government here, and we see how Uncle Sam fighting the guys. And Fernando Kova, despite himself, he tell me in America, that does not qualify him to be a good speaker for the House. That corruption, so they say, hanging over his head. And I don't think it will be a good move for those people that are in the House to elect him to be speaker of the House. This new government are coming. This government is a cleaner government. If President-elect Burka does not follow the red trend to get qualified people that are free of corruption, good leaders in the particular government are coming on, they will go down the same sloping line as President William government is going today.
Okay. You can stay on the line, and if you wish, we can do it. So yeah, that's very huge, of course. And more to come. What will potentially happen if we long been hearing, and because but it seems to be that Okusen is no longer holding back. If the certain vice president name is mentioned, what could be more of this? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've been hearing or not coming here, but there are a lot of intense conversations. A lot of stuff is playing out here. It looks like nothing is off the table at this point in time. What we have, what could be the front? Even though she's not a member of the CDC, they are collaborations part of it, but who knows? I'm not even sure whether she's really wants somebody who really wants to run. 20.
What? Baby, yeah.
What? And your sister from Bon County?
Yeah, that's my sister. I ain't deny that. But you know me, you know me, you know me between there and myself. That my sister, my nephew, Mervyn Cole, these are corrupt people. These people have destroyed the county, Bon County. They have divided that county. Joy Howard Taylor does not have a heart in San Diego district. The place she said she born, she should raise. She does not have a heart there. When she go there, that the Lutheran church gets compounded or host her in. And she got a mind to go and threaten the people.
Quick question here, not to interrupt you, gentlemen. Could this thing have been avoided? Was there anybody who have done something not to get us to this sort of point here today? Elaborate. Who really missed the boat?
Well, thank you, Mr. So I think that if once they decided from a very early stage that they wanted to take state power, knowing fully well that they do not have the financial backing in terms of holding state power, and knowing fully well that they also, from my perspective, they do not have the ethical foundation, and so it was just a strong that were gathering to mess up. Because first they don't have the ethical background, and they were taking state power where the huge sums of money was going to be flowing in and out. And if you don't have that kinds of mindset of controlling self-control, if you don't have that, many of them don't have it. If you watch the day after the inaugural program, that weekend when they went, that early morning when they went on the football field to play the gathering, it was sinking. And as they were singing, some of them were putting their finger on their mouth. The day after the inaugural, telling Liberian people to be quiet. So some of us felt with, I particularly felt with myself that these people were about to take Liberia to the next step, on the wrong side. And because of that, this thing here was just a matter of time. They were not in it to help Liberia. They were not in it, many of them, when we saw that young man taking champagne to wash a car in the city of poverty, kids in the street going through traffic selling plenty chips, which I enjoy eating. Okay, but the point is, these people, they themselves grew up in the street of Monrovia, and you would think that someone who have experience with that kinds of background will get themselves with that opportunity to help, so that kids will not follow and go through the same process, the same struggle Jefferson Coaching struggle in Monrovia. Some kids from his own town.
Why nobody could step in to say, wait a minute, this boat is running, or this shadow is heading ahead of the person who is inside. I'll be coming to you guys. Hold on. Yeah, Liberal.
Here's the thing here. Moluba Moru told us, and before that, Esther, the former Bon County superintendent, told us as well that these people were not here to run the institution. They were here for themselves. When she said Jefferson Coaching, what's his name? Tua and McGill were the one that were running the government. Why the president sitting down there? So this is just to show you. And then, what's his name? Monuba Monu, on his liquor talk audio tape, he told us what this president was doing. And when you listen to that and put everything together, you knew very well this is what was going to be the end. What surprised me a little bit, and I think Cesar spoke eloquently on that as well, and that is if they have gotten involved, perhaps many of us would have accused them of manipulating the system, not in favor of CDC. So I think they're staying away is a good thing. But it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Lastly, Mr. So, what this has also happened, will help this is people like the John Malou, who will insist on auditing the system, not individual, but auditing the system, thereby auditing those who were running the system. This will give a legitimacy to his process now, which I really appreciate and respect. So I think this thing was just a matter of time.
Sister?
So you asked who could have stopped this, and I agree with the liberal that this was ripe for just carnage. This experiment was just bad from the beginning. But to the extent that we want to, think about who could have stopped something, they needed like a Jeffrey Rosen. Remember the I-10 AG under Trump, when Trump tried to get them to push the election stuff, the guy who stood as
Rosen, yeah,
and said, no, I will not do it, and will not happen. And he challenged the president, the sitting president, and refused to do his bidding. He served as the wall that protected a lot of lawyers in the DOJ and a lot of things from falling apart, and for democracy from falling apart. And I think the CDC did not have that person, and that's the ethical piece that the liberals spoke about, right? Somebody with that ethical backbone that would say, no, this is not right. No, we are not doing this. No, you cannot do this. But when you have a lot of people coming to government and they start to see government as this is our time, that is just ripe for a lot of chaos. And for me, I actually want to look at this and try to sound this as a clarion call to the incoming government. Because remember, before Darius DeLong became senator, love him or hate him, before although I think I hear myself. Okay, thank you. Before Darius became senator, I can hear myself on my own.
Yeah, I think something in the background. I don't know.
Can you mute yourself, please? Okay, so before Darius became senator, most people did not know about the happenings of the Senate. It took Darius to come there, and then now liberals started asking more and wanting more, and you started seeing presidential nominees getting rejected, and you started to watch hearings of confirmation hearings, and you started to have librarians, ordinary librarians, doing research and sending those information to the Senate on people that were being nominated. Now it took Liberia going down this path, this failed experiment in governance, to get Liberians' eyes to be open. There is a lot of things that this sanction is doing that we're not talking about. One is tying Joseph Yuma Boakar's hand that he cannot follow that same path that George Weah said we're all related, so we cannot prosecute people. Because now people have been sanctioned. Before you take over, Uncle Sam already throwing everybody in here. Now you cannot come and refuse to do an audit or refuse to prosecute those people, because now we'll be asking you, why did Uncle Sam accuse your citizens and you did not give them the chance to face the law and try to clear their names? Because this is what what's his name, Cyrus asked for. This was one thing that Senator-elect McGill asked for, and the CDC government did not give it to them. So right now, this is a monkey wrench. Even if Ambassador Boakar was not thinking about having an audit or prosecuting these people, Uncle Sam has just forced that issue upon him, and they will be forced to do it. And now the incoming people, they all will also now be watched, because CDC is going to say, you did this to us. We'll be digging on everybody. So now Liberia is primed for a good governance, for a transparent government, for people to know what their leaders are doing. And sadly, it took this happening to CDC, but I think it's a good thing because going forward, Liberians' eyes are open. They're going to be holding people accountable. We're going to be asking for lifestyle audit. We're going to be asking for declaring of access and making them public. There's a lot of things Liberians are going to be asking for now that we took for granted before.
Let's go to the phone lines, and I'm going to come back to you guys here. Let's see it. Mr. Jackson is on the line from Minnesota. Are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Good evening. Welcome.
Well, I just want to, let me just add to what the laborer is saying, but I just wanted to differ with him a little bit in regards to when he mentioned that Molu is coming in and Molu will audit. I just wanted to tell that auditors does not, they don't dare, to reach on or to say, they will tell you, to say this person is eat my money or eat a person money or eat government money. If you look at other reports, they are very distinct and they are a little bit professional. I will refer you to the the Crow report. If you want to read the Crow report will not give any name. The first thing they will tell when auditors see something, they will say what they will refer that it needs further review. If you read most of Crow report, it means something is wrong, and that means that they need to go back and check, to see whether something is wrong, because they don't go by name, they go by institution, they go by head.
Okay.
There are a lot of other reports that is in the government setting. If you want to take that Crow report, and if you take, Samuel 12, what Samuel 12 was saying, was that Samuel 12 is saying that no money missing. Crow report, they didn't say that money missing, but Crow report saying what? Money was not accounted for. And they should go back
to check, to do
so
that
there are a lot of
verification.
reports. If you want to go to the gasoline tax report that is just recently, there's an other report, that gasoline tax report. In that Samuel 12, it will not mention the person's name. To say Samuel 12 took something. You understand? They have, a whole, aircraft setup. And Samuel 12 was the only person that authorized, Sanctions. Now, the duty of the other report is for people, them to comply and impose what the auditors say. It's not John Molu going to tell the person, the person, you put the person in jail. It depends on the leader, that's the president. If the president is willing not to go further to say, look, we're going to make sure that we hold people accountable, they will do it. I will give you one example, Mr. So. If you can remember, there's a other report that we did that had to do with the fire truck at National Port Authority.
That Blamo Nelson. Yeah, that
Blamo.
Blamo. Yeah.
Other report or something. Now, why it went, why it went viral? It's because they were willing to go through it.
Right.
If the leader is willing to say that we have to get to the bottom and see it, they will do it, something. If the new government coming in and say, look, all the other report will go back again and we'll call the auditor, to interpret, the language for us to understand. There are tons of other reports. They don't need to go do any other report. There are tons of other reports that in that CDC. None of them.
Thank you so much.
But because they don't want to touch it.
All right. Let's get
John Molu come there will be nothing if owner Bata is not really going to implement those things. I just wanted to make it known to the
Jay Bernard Nelson said that was a huge one. Yeah. Let's make it quick here. 908 number 63339. Go ahead, 30 seconds. Let's hear you. What's your take?
Good evening, Mr. So.
How are you, Vic? Let's hear you. Are you driving? Yeah, how are you? Are you driving?
Yeah. So, no, I'm not.
Okay,
how you doing?
Yeah, good. Go ahead, quickly.
Okay. So I just want to put in my 2 cents. My name is Victor, and thanks for the panel for the discussion. So one thing I want to mention on the issue of the sanction, especially when it comes to the family, I think President Weah wasn't paying attention enough years ago. If you guys can remember, the press secretary to the president, I think it was Smith to the deputy press secretary.
No, that was Manny.
Press briefing and said,
Manny.
President Weah, some of his properties, I can't remember the actual properties. When you say that some of the properties,
I'm having a lot of background.
given to.
Hello, guys. We're having a lot of back. I'm having a lot of background noise. Yeah,
Are you hearing me?
yeah, a lot of people having a lot of background noise. I think it's unfair when people go ahead. So we have to take some decisive action.
Okay, yeah, I just want to be quick.
Yeah, caller 777. You gotta mute your background. We're getting a lot of interference.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Victor. 771. Please hold on, please. Victor, go ahead quickly.
I was saying that, when Smith did that to the president somewhere in America, who want to play for the national team, the board came out and said no. The president did not put any of his property in his name. For me, in my mind, I feel like that was a warning, because either the lawyers here or people in America are advising that, hey, you can't allow your father to property in your name. So for me, there were many signs that were taking you and
look, we're having too much of background.
There's somebody else calling and they didn't mute themselves, so I think they're working and it's just.
Let me go there when I don't have time for that. My ear already hates screaming here, hating here, something told and giving poor problem, and then they want to. Okay, let's back here. D-Flow, you wanted to make a quarter welcome back.
You know, you talk about whether somebody would have taken the bull by the horn and stopped the everything in the CDC. What do you expect? Who do you think? You know, the thing was rotten from the head to the toes. Mr. Weir was broke. We said this to the Liberian people, they never believe us. I know CD sends in the diaspora that he support money in the account of Mr. Weir. The man the Liberian people said was a millionaire. I know people who told me in the CDC that used to put money in Mr. Weir's account. I was shocked when somebody called me in the CDC to give me that information. That, do you know that we used to put money in that man's account? That man was broke. Look, this thing was rotten from the head to the toe. Mr. Weir himself, nothing absolutely would have been done in the CDC to stop corruption. Mr. Weir came there to help himself. Mr. Weir protected Ellen, said that I will protect Ellen and her family for one reason: corruption. That is why Mr. Weir said that we are all the same. And I told Mr. Weir, we are all Liberians, but we are not the same when it comes to certain things. Protecting Ellen is because you want to steal the people money. Look, nothing anybody would have done as long as Mr. Weir as president was broke. Started building houses for himself. Taking private jet, saying that somebody, who gives somebody a private jet as a gift, my people? Who does that? Look, there's nothing anybody would have done to stop this corruption in the CDC as long as Mr. Weir, as the head president of the republic, started building houses, stealing money. They let him sign me a tour to get him $25,000 every week for him to go enjoy himself. Mr. Toy was bribing John Weir to come on ahead with a stealing. As long as I give this man $25,000, I can steal. Steal from Steve Gourmet Lab. That's how the CDC set up. Look, absolutely nothing. It was made to stop. They set it up to fail.
Let me go to the phone line and I'll come back to you, Koto, before we bring in this news. Call us 717 number. Are you there? What's your name and where you calling from? Yeah, go ahead, David.
My question goes to the laborers. When you practice law in America, when they say you no more practice law in America, they stop you from, do you go by Africa and practice law there too?
Yeah. They do.
And the people that give you that law, people here, they take it from you. You can go by anywhere and say a lawyer.
It doesn't have, I mean, depends where your license, where the
No. There's something there's a question. No, you got to go and sit for the bar. Got to apply for a new license. In Liberia, either you go to the law school when you graduate, you sit for the bar. Once your license revoked, you can't go and practice law there. No.
No, I'm talking about in the case of Francisco, what happened to him?
I think for that to go, went to the law school in Liberia. He attended the law school.
Yeah, so here's how it works, right? And that's why even Rudy Giuliani, if you follow his case with Donald Trump, in DC, for example, in Maryland, they suspended his law license and other places. So you can be licensed to practice law, say in Minnesota, but you can't practice in Iowa, you can't practice other places. So you got to take the bar and be licensed to practice law in all those places. And based on where you have been disbarred, I mean, you cannot practice law there anymore, but you can still practice law in other places. So Funati Kofa cannot practice law in the U.S. because he was disbarred here, but he went back to Liberia and sat the bar exam and passed the bar exam in Liberia. So he's practicing law in Liberia, but he's disbarred from practicing law here.
Are you guys aware that they also bribe people to pass that bar exam in Liberia?
Well, right.
My second question goes to you.
I'm telling you something.
The money they took from any justice fund, they didn't put that in.
I'm telling you something.
Which
the
one?
system is rotten. You guys
But yeah, it's a thing.
They took the money from the bank. When you were in jail, they took the money from the bank.
Who were there?
Oh no, he filed a case on that.
When you were in jail, they reported that the money from the bank was frozen, but they don't want to took it from there.
Yeah. So okay, I say Adiflo, in as much we want to do this sort of conversation. I know there are a lot of things out there. We know how the country politics has been divided. The country is polarized. So there are some things. Hey, there are some outside talk out there. Without people don't really have the facts to it. So with those things, we not really want to go in depth.
Yeah, let me just conclude.
30 seconds. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, on a private jet issue, it's a lot of money Georgia carry out. I believe that Georgia will get sanctions too, because every airspace, I work with aggressive aviation. Every airspace is going to pass. You're going to pay money. You got to ask for that permit to pass in our airspace. So every country you pay towards. The example, every country, every plane that fly over Liberia, they pay the government. They pay to Liberia Civil Aviation and pay to FIR. So Georgia is passing over 16 countries that plenty money. You got to pay all those countries. So that a lot of money, the senator they put in that plane. That plane, not jet alone, that private jet. Okay. If you to go with passenger plane, then you go with private jet. Because private jet, a lot of money. In your country, actually, they don't have money. And that's where most of the money go. And fuel costs also. And the pilot pay salary, not easy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Koto, let me just bring you in. We are gradually to winding down. Let me just bring you in. And like everyone else I've said here, it's also putting the incoming administration on edge. Challenge makes the expectation, even though they say the expectation should be lower, it will be lower in the sense that people should not expect so soon. But putting them on edge, government officials, people that are coming who just think they're going to come into government, taking these fabulous positions and become like a leech to suck, get the juices out of government, deplete government account, and think they're going to walk scot-free. This seems not to be the case. Then the big whistle is being blown. I hope it's being put on it. Is this something you think the Unity Party they will also be willing to embrace and make sure follow these rules to the letter, so as not to come to this conversation at the end of the day again?
Thank you, Mr. So I want to believe the Unity Party is actually watching what is going on. To go back to the CDC, for many of us that have interaction with members, especially hurricane or the high-ranking members of the CDC, we knew how they have been the 12 years in opposition. They were ill-prepared. And what happened to ill-prepared person? You put them in a position, they will exhibit that ill-preparedness in that position that you're going to put them in. We saw all along in the CDC, they were in the opposition. They were always looking for somebody to give them money for support. And in that line, they were like, okay, we just want to get them, not knowledgeable about some of the posts that they were, occupying. For example, you see men like Koji, what experience did he have to just take him to put it in such a position? And like many of them, you took them, put them into the positions that had no knowledge about. Of course, you're going to have like a misappropriation, because then their term of reference, nobody care about their term of reference. In fact, they didn't even know what the term of reference that they had to occupy the positions were in. So, in that light, you see the man who is not qualified sitting as the boss, he is not acting. Even if somebody came to advise them, they would not listen to any advice. And that's the state they found themselves in. In this country we're in, you know, even you can be the professional. You are like, let me put it in my shoes. I'm a nurse. I don't care what it is. If I'm going to another session to take on a nursing position, I don't care I have been 20 years or 15 years, I will have to be oriented. You will have to go through orientation. And it is not only the orientation you're going through, you will go through in services just to be educated on the job you are occupying. What did we see with these people? So for me, it was not strange that they will be found in the shoe. It is just a matter of time that tomorrow was saying they will be exposed. Can you imagine people taking, they just go and take money from comfort and not accounting for them? But I, from an accounting background, there will be no way you would just go and take money from in the institution without proper documentation. Even if you have documentation, there will be tracing like signatories, because you have to have proper signatory. If you have to transfer a fund to XYZ, who are the proper signatories to the document that you are going to get a refund from? So these are things. And when I heard Amara comments, not Amara, but Molu saying that they will trace those accounts, of course it's easy, because I have worked with auditing. There are many things you will go, the first thing you will start picking up, you will know strictly that there were bad practice, carry on, because the proper system was not followed. And this is what we have seen. The pattern is seen in almost all of the institutions. They don't go to work, but you see them taking pay. Most of the institutions, I went to foreign ministry to get my passport. Nobody to come and even assist me in getting my passport. Now they ask for document. You prepare the document, provide a document to them. They tell you this is not what we want. It's so bad. It was so glaring that, there is nothing that will exempt them from where they are today. And I think more to come, because it's bad. They are so exposed to the level that you cannot even bend your hand on them. And I don't know whether it's my last time, we saw people were using cash violence. For example, the finance minister. We saw this, the legislature called him to come and defend the budget. What did he do? He failed to appear to the legislature. So that's just like that arrogant. So that means they were using that the cash violence they were using in bribing some of these senators to back them. It's the same means they thought it could be that they will be able, to be exonerated for whatever malpractices or illegal activities they have been carried on. So for me, I knew it was going. It's not even a news for me. It was just a matter of time that we see these things, be done for.
Okay. All right. So the liberal. Let's come here. Do you want to utter?
No, I will use.
This night not look like a good night for you. Your man, all of your people, all your people deserted you. You know what they have done to you tonight is like, yeah, I understand.
Mr. So, just know, you know what? I yield to Mr. Josh.
I like that.
This is a complete surrender. You I didn't hear what you said.
Right?
You didn't you to say that Joyce, you senator, for he to come back at you?
No, something to we are come a long way from Totan and from Basson, so we are come a long way Jaudi. So we are come a long way.
Where you really from? One day you're from Lofa, I mean not Lofa, Bon County, Sana here. You just talk about your sister and brother Melvin Koye. Where you come? Where the total business?
Something don't know where I'm from. You don't know where I come from, but something don't know where I come from.
The man defloated from Boko and man together.
Yes, that's true.
Look, let me say this. Look, Mr. Soul, CDC, the people that put that institution together, many of them were pushed aside. Zangaman and all these people. Vatuba and all the guys were pushed aside. When you talk about CDC hierarchy, what is the hierarchy of CDC? George Weah, Samuel Tuwe, Eugene Lamwe, Jefferson Kochi. That's the hierarchy of CDC. Nathaniel Mange. Those are the hierarchy of CDC. That's it. So you see the people. They push all the professional people that were within. When they started, they pushed, they sidelined every one of them. And decided to do what they knew that they were going to do to the Liberian people. To soften their worth and ill-treat them. They said that the law said anything more than 250 as a gift to government minister or president should be reported. But the man brought a jet and said it was a gift. That should have been turned over to the state because more than $250. But this is the kind of country that people were running. They were not looking at the laws on the book. They made their own law, George. We said, do this, you do it. Like what else they don't say? The LPR-TV or the refinery LEC, they report directly to the executive marshal the money. Collect the report to the executive marshal. That money doesn't go to the national treasury. Is that how we're going to run the government? This is absolute, and I hope, DFO, Carter, I hope people listen to us. The incoming president, these things must be changed. It must be changed because we cannot continue to do the same thing over and getting the same result. You spoke about, and this is why I'm saying, because I want to see Honorable Barker cabinet before I can say anything. Because I know he got a better time now to see what is going on with the CDC, with the outgoing government. I think that should give him some sense of direction where the country is moving and what the international community wants this country to move. So I'll be anxious to see the list of his cabinet. Because where Liberia is at a crossroad. The country continue to sink. We talk about law and order. Zero. Today, it's all unidentified body. Let me just veer a little bit.
Yeah.
It's all unidentified body at the red light.
No guys reported that today. That's crazy.
And I'm sorry that I will go a little bit off our topic. The lady that were beaten, abused by people in Liberia caught on cameras. I have not heard a word from the Minister of Gender, the Minister of Justice. The woman is in Ghana now. What was her crime? They say she allegedly stole a motorbike. And they were asking her who she voted for. Beat that woman, denigrated her, naked, assaulted her. Pisota. When Henry Costa told George Weah that Asafatoba wrote something about Cloud Weah, you are talk to the street. You are talk to the street to demonstrate. You're a Liberian. Regardless whether she stole or not, nobody has the right to mute more justice to anybody. But you people are silent, are mute. Because the woman is not part of the ruling class.
Okay.
That's the thing I just brought in the sound, but there's something because this thing been playing on my mind. We have to call on authority. The way Liberia is going, if we are not careful, if the Joseph Boakai government does not bring in a minister of justice, a police director that will fear nobody, no favor.
Kabila Jammeh, will he be a strong person since news has been filtering in the corner?
I want Tewan Gongo because I saw Tewan Gongo hanging. He hung out a minister before. I think a director or minister. That's the kind of justice minister I want to see.
Somebody would be hankering people, yeah.
But it was legal. It was not refusing on somebody's right. He violated the law. So why, if he required to be a handcuff, why should he get a pass? That kind of person like those are the kind of people I want to see in the Minister of Justice. And I hope Honorable Bonga should think twice, not because people supported you. So if someone is outside of that chamber that can do something to change the mindset of Liberians in terms of law enforcement, I hope you do it. But let me just close on you. Look, the Joe we are saying, this is what these people decided to do to the country. And now it's not time that you pay for it. If you steal from the Liberian people, I think you should be accountable. It's not witch hunting. And Molu said something the last time. Molu said we don't need to do new audit right now. He said there are reports already there. He said that we can pick those reports and they can start prosecuting those people. So it should not be witch hunt, but people should account for the stewardship during the 6 years. And that's my case.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So let's spend, I think time is caught up with us. This news we're going to hold fire with until Wednesday. We're going to hit on the central news yet, which is the sanction. Hopefully, another one tomorrow. That's fine. But there are more to come. But we are about to go home now. And for the most part, for our listening audience, I think something unusual is taking place. And that is to bleach government, because since we ourselves, we are like a babies, toddlers, people gotta be babysitting us now to say, oh, this is how you're supposed to conduct yourself. This is a disgrace, because we cannot, it's like we do not have a sort of enforcement system in our country. I don't get it.
Well, but can I come in?
Yes, let's go ahead in a minute. That would be your question, Mike.
How do you expect people to enforce laws that are on the book when, of course, you have from the head to the tail, everybody in the government is violating laws in Liberia, laws that wouldn't made to punish the ordinary people. You have a country where, and I want to take you back to before I answer your question, I want to take you back to what Amos said, Pap George said that Tewan Gongo to be Justice Minister of the Republic of Liberia, and then he can work with somebody who will step in to take other people to court, and no shaka will be taken there, because we want to know there are deeper things that happen in the country. There are a lot of things that did happen. No auditors were not just killed because they were opposition auditors. No, they were killed for doing their job. And that's why I keep telling the people, Mr. Weah is in the know of everything that Samuel Twe, Nathaniel Mageo, Jefferson Koji, the three of the guys, Pinda Bodo, being the fourth person that they did to the Liberian people. So to answer your question, look, this is just how Liberia is going to be. But we need a system in place. We will have to look at a system that Omer Boakai, President Eli Boakai, will have to throw in there. And let's not just sit there and say, business as usual is going to play it. The Omer got 6 years to set the record straight. 6 years and nothing after that. After that, we're going to look after a different person to bring it. So I'm gonna pass the question a little bit and use my time to talk about what I would like to see in what some of us put our life in. I spent
now in a minute should be able to condense everything, so I'm going to spring around with the other.
Yeah, I'm going to give you just a minute. I spent more than a decade along with the team to fight for this country. We have put everything on the line for this country to have a leader who will stand for the right things to happen in Liberia. And I hope and pray that the man that I put everything that some of us and you all put, everyone play a role to get him elected. should not fall for the business as usual. As
the two people didn't help us. The two people there, they didn't help us.
Okay, okay. Samson To and Marco To and all of you out there that helped to bring this whole man to where he is today. Look, we cannot afford to fail the people. Some of us, like God, like me, I did not come here for business as usual. Old man Boakai will have to go out there and work for the people. Old man Boakai will have to go. When I listen to Mr. We are talking about if you want peace, don't audit. For real, Mr. Weir. For real? We are you gotta get that. Audit is America is already setting the opening the camp. Telling us this is what you should do. So you guys should just know this is no business as usual. And I'll leave it like that.
We'll continue on Wednesday. Sister Goya.
Yeah, we gave our broom to Uncle Sam because the LeBron didn't want to see our broom. Uncle Sam is sweeping with our broom.
Oh, your broom? You guys want to give the broom to them?
Our broom. We try to see the people. Yeah, they post
people
in the yard. We want help. Then they can make flour. So you gotta go give it to the crew people. Then so we give it to our crew brother. Then the king is sweeping the yard now by force now. Then the more than sure now.
Oh God.
So yeah, but I would say just to be very serious. D-Flow, I understand your apprehension, but I will tell you this: no more would there be a government in Liberia that'll take the people for granted.
Absolutely,
people's eyes are open. We are seeing what is happening. They have seen what the worst of governance can be, and they know what it means to be quiet. Look, one joke real quick that will tell you this thing, right? People see me out here, and there's been a lot of people sending me messages. Oh, can you recommend me? I say, I ain't even know nobody now government. I just advocate with the people. So people now are thinking, because there's been some circles where my name are being floated, right? And
that's
so
for what?
Minister of Education.
Which is not happening. But anyways, here's the point.
You can go to Lofa County Community College.
There you go. There were people sitting in a meeting, and people, there was a guy there beating his chest. This man, somebody recorded him beating his chest. He said, "I said, man, I may know nothing. I may drop out of high school." Remember, I saw in 12th grade, the guy may drop out of high school. So somebody recorded a bust a laugh. I said, "The man when they're doing my background check on me, I didn't even put my knee up." Yes.
What happened when you drop and pick it up? When you pick up again, what's wrong with that?
No, I didn't finish at all. I dropped out and I never finished high school.
You just driving now? Hey, when the farm.
I'm done. So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that gone are those days where you would just name somebody to a government position and Ed LeBron would just sit down and let a brown envelope go through. A lot of people have taken interest in Liberia, and rightfully so. There are citizens that are doing research, that are compiling dossiers on people and sending them to the Senate, so that the Senate can go ask questions no more about somebody about what kind of pamboto they can call, what kind of GB they can sort before they can confirm them. So for me, I'm happy, I'm optimistic that Liberia is changing for the better. And we just have to continue to hold people accountable. But we carry the broom. People didn't want the broom from us, so we go to the crew people. The crew people brought the broom.
Just the ministry will be the best place for you to see.
Okay.
Don't come back. I plead the faith. Councilor Goglo will speak for himself on that one.
Okay. So, all right. The night is fast spent. Koto, you want to go? Because I guess you're not strategically positioned tonight.
Oh, I forget my one last thought, please.
Yeah.
In the interest of equality and equity, Uncle Sam, I want to have one problem with the release. There are some homes where the wife are not even eating enough money, like they start check. Then they sanction the wife. Listen.
My side check need is not on a certificate as a married woman.
I say, if you enjoy the fruit of the crime, you former policeman, if you enjoy the fruit of the crime, you got to pay for it. This side check that I enjoy the most, and then wife that were crying, how you can be the wife you crying every day? They can't sanction you again.
She didn't sign her name. I didn't sign her name on that paper. So she's free.
Wow, this is unbelievable. So trouble ahead. So trouble people
Thank
here.
you, Mr. So,
Seriously?
I think I heard by George saying that for those of you that put your faces out there to have this government elected, you guys will have to do something. And that's why, for me, I'm not giving up in talking. That's why I'm even looking for a government job. I will be right here, and we will be right here. The moment I see any bush shaking, fire will blaze, because you're not feeling me, you're not clothing me, and Liberia is for all of us. The only advocacy we're on was to have Liberia free. When I want to go back home, I go back home free there. My mom is free there. My children are free there. That we go and have that free place, that we can want exist again, in sanity. And that's also what I've been advocating for. I don't want a job. If I'm getting it, of course I will do it. That's my country. I'm willing to serve my country in any capacity that I can, in a positive way. But I am not. And in the bush shake, that's why even the Eden government, I always say it here, we fought for Eden government. I never worked in Eden government. The only thing I did, I had my contracts that were there, and none of them will tell you, say, they ever I went into corrupt act with them. I used to tell them the moment they won't talk about it, I said, oh, you are asking for money? I'm going to tell Ellen. So they were not, and it didn't happen. And I would not lie to anybody to say, whenever they even saw us going in the institutions like that, I had the information ministry that I was responsible for, the LTA that I provided security for. Those places, when it comes to contract agreement, they were very careful how to handle my contract. And I can't lie on anybody that they ever went in any corrupt activities with me. And that's the system we want. If I go to Liberia, I want to sell my pepper. Let me sell my pepper and get my money. You get your business going, you get your goods, and I get my services or whatever, and that's the Liberia we want to see. And I'm telling you, the what I put my face on, all day I'm holding my vein. Then one time, Mr. So, we were on the show. I was on the show at the same time. There was somebody on another show. I think it was Lofa Julius. Before we could finish on the show, he saw me on Lofa Julius. I was there backfiring. He was like, when did you join on our show? And these are the things. I can't go put my face on these things. Then tomorrow people start asking me, they government you put in power. Already, now that they elected Joe Barker, they tell you, oh, you say I'm going to vote for Joseph Barker. So we hope to see something good. And I'm just assuring them that, to some level, I think that Joseph Barker will deliver the best for Liberia. And we're hoping to see that. And I believe we're going to see that. And we're going to push them to make sure all the things that it might not be 100%. I know it's not going to be 100%, especially for the government now that I see leading right now. It's not an easy tax. I just saw it that right now they're going to face this kind of condition. But we'll be here. We'll stay talk. Any other thing, we shake fire with blaze.
What's your bro? Well, so listen to Sissy, they don't want it, you not want it, the liberal don't want it. When they give it to you, when you don't want it, you'll give it to we. We'll take it.
Show faces. Let me say this, Mr. So, let me just in my closing. And again, that lady, Piso Ta, Musa Dean, I don't know where's the Solicitor General. The videos are there. You arrest those people.
I tell Musa Dean have something where she said they arrested some of the people already.
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
That's not only arresting, but the arrest must lead to prosecution up to the letter. Because I know CDC, they arrest people, then they say they file bond for them, they're gone. That's the end of that case. That's how they be doing it. So some case they did the same thing. Ben talk about them, but let me say this. Ben talk about, you better leave Liberia now. Because when Joseph Boakai take over, Ben Tokpa, you led that group. Will make sure me, I will be pushing it that you will be prosecuted. We again, Ben Tokpa. So let me tell you now, you better leave Liberia now and go to Arago or Ghana.
As police commissioner.
They cramp it up, I swear you too fussy.
But let me say this. D4.
Yes.
Make sure you tell Omen Boaka that government car after 4 o'clock, those non-utility cars should be parked. Under emergency car, police, security, and doctors or so. Government cars should be parked after 4 o'clock.
You go as police commissioner.
Government cars, vehicle. People should not be flying government car taking the Sunday, they say Saturday, you see in the market. Because that happened. When those started that program, they used to arrest GSA car. GSA used to arrest the car. We don't have money to be buying car that people be taking to market ground. We don't have money that people take car to church. No. If you are not allowed, your title does not prescribe or describe for you to be using that car 24 hours, that car should be parked. Buy a private car.
Wow.
I think you are absolutely right. People should have their private
vehicles. So this is not time to waste money. You see, every time in Moravia got government car flying 12 o'clock, sometimes parking from a nightclub.
Yeah.
Where about police, ambulance, or doctors, security person supposed to be using that car to protect the people. But he got the other man because he's talking to the director. He got car to the nightclub 24 hours. Suddenly the car in the market.
I disagree. When I go there, bro, I want my men to give me the government car so I can use it to go to the club.
No, I think people should use a government vehicle when you're working for the government.
That's why I'm saying they are positions.
Use a private car.
Yes, those are positions. Now, say you know you know the system. You know the system. So, but if you are director, buy a private car.
Yes, you should buy a private car.
Not about that government to be wasting gas and you running around saying that to number 1, number 2, go bring number 1 for me, go bring number 2 for me. Who got time for that thing? But let me say that because so Honorable Boaka will be here. We're not going away. No. This is not closing argument.
Okay.
We're not going away.
Oh, now the other argument are closing.
No,
you're not closing it?
So we take no money from any government official. So that way we talk freely.
But that's what I heard.
Okay.
There's something I noticed though. When the first sanction was given, and the North was too hard. CDC was defending.
Yes.
The sanction, Uncle Tamba, my brother Kev King here, he defended, but still,
this is my closing argument. Let me just say this.
You want closing?
Closing argument,
to Liberal Toll, this is what I want to say to you. I speak from a position of please from a position where I'm telling you. For Nati Kofa that you protected.
You are dead man with flower.
For Nati Kofa and Buffer Chimmer, they think the dead in the house. Watch and see. They will be on the next one. That's all I have to say to you.
For Nati Kofa, people that me I can't talk to my sound to defend your man.
They think the Papa
He wanted the National Commission. He lost it clean.
So, Liberal, are you speaking?
People are waiting to pay people like Costa.
No, Mr. So.
Endorsement.
Good night. Oh,
like,
I forgot. Let me make.
Oh, no, you're done.
The gravity of their corruption.
You're done.
Can I make just one point, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Tomorrow's show will also be broadcasting live on LiberiaPublicRadio.com. If you go to LiberiaPublicRadio.com, the internet newspaper, the print, not print, but internet print media, the Liberia Public Radio runs, we will be broadcasting there as well, live. So when you go on there, just click on the musical symbol over there and you will be able to hear. In fact, when you have the opportunity, if any of you can do Liberia Public Radio live now,
so,
click on that. And click on that, you should be able to see the music.
Yeah, actually, this is the official website. It's www.liberiapublicradio.com, where something talking here. If you see right after the icon there, where it says LPR live, Let me see if you click there. Where I don't know why they made let it send me to a picture yet. Librarian generally in the bar.
The men are Minister of Finance, huh?
You see right up here where you see like a radio icon here. If you click where you call play here, you will hear the live broadcast as it is both Facebook, YouTube, or whatever it is. So there are so many ways that you can switch that. Yeah, we should.
And in fact, as we speak, we have a 24-hour music on, and so I will also ask the Librarian Public Radio family, those of you that have music that you like, if you can send it to us, so we'll include it into the 24-hour music. So at least sometimes you want to listen to your own.
Let me ask for one song. Let me ask for somebody. You got Chappie song?
Plenty. There was gonna be uploading.
Now, I know Alfonso, you know that man.
I'm gonna play Molly Dolly and Bono Super.
They're on there too. They're there. They're there. So no, I just want to make that point. But thank you very much, Mr. So.
Pa George was talking about the lady that they beat. The reason why I'm not even talking about it because I know nothing will happen. The people were there. They were strong in power. They didn't take stand on these things. Now that they're leaving,
yeah, it's a challenge.
To take stand? I'm not
it's a challenge. All the bagay, all the trouble here, it will be on the Unity Party here.
Exactly.
So I think that were the challenge. And so we don't want to come back here where CDC don't do it. Well, CDC don't do it, you got to carry that broom. And you give the broom to, say, and you pass the broom over to the treasury and the sweeping. So there are somebody there. Somebody there that you can't wait. Somebody there that you can't wait, you got to sweep it. So the Liberal really had a very bad night.
Yeah, man. Why Alfonso so? Before you go to bed,
you don't want to text me, Jenna, to say it?
No, but why you putting this man?
So why you text me to say that the man had a bad night?
I using my phone, I cannot test. Don't lie on me. I using my phone, I can't test.
Besides that, say you still get an ANC phone. It can't work.
Yeah, you know it.
I don't have to say anything.
Nothing to know me. I don't want to person.
Let me something point of observation here. You know, Mr. Central Right and Mali have decided to boycott my show. They didn't know that tonight Mr. So are hosting this, and they decided to boycott until Emma just started watching. He realized, oh, Mr. So on. So blue, he coming in.
See, that's something too. Let me don't even talk because I don't want to reveal my secret. So I ain't want to say anything. I ain't want to say who I spoke to, so I ain't want to say anything. Okay. I don't peep to come on. Okay? Your hair for my mouth and my hair for your mouth.
Oh.
So if you say something,
I think I need to moderate a debate between the two papi there one day on the show. And just two of them, let them just take it for their sister.
After I just get one whole thing about 500 migraine because after that you will take it the next thing that ER you want your woman to take you to ER because something to and they man. Okay, guys, you're good night.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Everybody.
Yeah, we wanted to see where is it, but this is kind of it's crazy. Kato, thank you so much. D-Flow, thank you so much for jumping in. Pa Josh, thank you as well. Okay, well, Okay, folks, this is how we want to draw the curtain tonight. By God's willing, same time, same station. We're going to be right back here for more national conversations. It is where it is. I think people should be held accountable. So this is the first time here. We say thank you so much for joining us this evening. You can follow our page. And like I said, what the Liberal was talking about, there are other features coming out. Yeah, we run at official website. Let me just show you here. Let me just show you here. And maybe I can remove myself here. This is LPR-TV. LiberiaPublicRadio.com. You even type in LiberiaPublicRadio.org. Also, you're gonna see that. So what the Liberal are talking, you see the radio icon there. Yeah, there's a radio. You see the radio icon. There's a radio icon there. Once you go to this button and you click on this button, you're gonna see exactly where it says play. So we're going to activate this. So if you don't even go online, there's a way that you're going to go. We're going to be having announcements. We're going to be having promo, different features. We're going to be added there. So as long we comes on air in subsequent time to come during the course of this week, next week, automatically you're going to be hearing the audio version where you can play. Okay, that's it. That's it right there. That's the version that you're gonna. So for those of all of our fans, listeners, this is LPR. So we'll be very, very happy if you send us some Bandi song, Loma, Bassa, Grebo, all of the tribes in Liberia. This should be the network of all. So if you can send all of the tribe in Liberia, we want to upload them into our base, into our systems, and we want to be playing that because we want everybody to be heard. So I know it takes time, it requires time, energy. Sunday we try to create a gap where Sunday we go gospel until program starts. So this is our WhatsApp number 682443802. Whatever song that you have, you send it to us. Trust me, we will upload that as well. This number 68244338802 is our official WhatsApp number for LPR. Once you send whatever sound you have, trust me, we're going to upload that as well. We want it to be a complete reflection of our country, all demographic, regions, sections, sectors. Songs should be played at, and we're going to kind of like program it where they can be played. So for news happening as well, not just what we talk yet, we visited official website www.liberiapublicradio.com, and you're going to know of some of the things that are happening. If you are a good writer, you want to be a contributor on this writer of the network as well, let us know. Send your script, we'll look at it, and we'll put it out there as well. Until then, folks, thank you so much and have a pleasant evening.
Well, Manu,